welcome to Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, a photographer and former marine biologist living in Charleston, South Carolina. With me, as always, is my college roommate and co-host, Kelly.
I'm Kelly Busby, an executive assistant and former radio host, coming to you from my home studio in Columbus, Ohio. Together, we hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio, and we are back again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo. Today, we'll be discussing Below Deck Season 12 premiere
What's it called? We don't know.
episode.
Here's your recap. Captain Kerry, Fraser, and Kyle return, and we meet the new cast members. The first guests arrive, but their luggage was left on the dock. Trouble
Mm.
brews between two stews, and Chef Lawrence struggles with the chaos of the first charter and being filmed. Kelly, how many shackles?
I'm going to say 8. It was a solid start.
Hmm.
And I'm going to say what we always say the very beginning of a season. This episode had so much going on, it was almost too fast.
I hear you, but after Down Under, I
Yeah,
felt like this was kind of a breath of fresh air. One, because the
really.
editing wasn't quite as like quick and fast and like all those
Okay.
scenes. And two, I was so ready to move on from the drama of Down Under. I'm sure we're gonna get into some drama of this season,
We've
but
already started.
that's true. I was just so ready for like a
Oh,
new
I'm
season.
on so many levels. So, well, let's get into it.
Pause. Okay, I loved how they did the beginning of this. I don't know if
Yes,
it was just because they had to take the boat out early, so that's why they did it this way, or this will be
yes,
like the new standard. But were you
liked it.
confused when it was like London?
Yeah, I thought I was watching the wrong show.
Ladies of London? What's happening?
I know. Well, that's
Um,
what I thought. I was
we're
like,
we're seeing
wait a
Fraser
minute.
texting friends.
Yeah,
And then we see
so
Captain
confused.
Kerry, who's in St. Martin, and we have like a side by side where Fraser's traveling there and Captain Kerry's already there. I thought it was cool.
I didn't realize that where this is the place where the plane flies over like dozens of feet over the beach.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so nerve-wracking, Sarah. Like
Yeah.
not relaxing at all.
Fraser arrives at a bar and we get clips of kind of like what's to come this season. We have people falling. We have lots of tears, feather pillows, clear kayaks. It looks
And
cool.
it does look cool. This is going to be a fun season. Lots of fireworks and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Fraser is ready to make this season the best one yet.
That's what he says. And he keeps saying in interviews that this was his favorite season. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. So they all get to meet each other before getting on the boat. We
Neat.
meet Céline.
Mm-hmm.
Selena um,
Celine.
arrives first, a stewardess. I love the clips of her Instagram grid. They did this for everyone. I thought this was
Yeah.
very cool. Here for it. So she was on season 2 of Love Island France, so kind of a
Okay.
seasoned reality star, but she only has 22 days of experience. And that was all in a shipyard. So she has not done this at all. And she
Oh
seems
gosh.
wild.
Yeah. She said on this show she liked the beach, not the men on that Love Island. Um, so Fraser asks her, so hey, do you know how to do laundry? And she says, yeah, I know how to push a button. Oh dear. Oh
He's like,
dear.
great, okay. So Kaio, who is the bosun, he's from Rio. He has a background in civil engineering, so that's going to be
Hmm.
an interesting personality type for the boat. And this
Yeah.
is his first time on a boat of this size.
And his brain is constantly going. And I think he made that buzzing noise like "Brrr," a couple of times
Yeah,
just talking. I think this is going to be interesting.
yeah. We have Rainbow, spelled Beau. She's a stew. I don't know where she's from. The Bravo website says she's of the world. She
Oh,
sounds American, but then later in the episode she says mum, so to be determined.
I think, and also at what to throw another fun into it, she was speaking Dutch at one point in the episode.
Okay.
So she also has a very, very long real last name,
Hmm.
real name, just in general. I think there were like 5 or 6 names in it. And she was like, I just go by Rainbow.
Perfect. So we have Bárbara, a stew. She had 7 years of experience on cruise ships, so very different from this like white glove
Hmm.
yachting, but she has worked in yachting for several years.
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, gosh, that is cruise ships versus a private yacht. I do wonder though, like I'm very curious as to how her transition went when she switched from the
Oh
cruise
yeah.
ships to the yachts. Like I'm so curious.
Yeah, that's gonna
So
be
Bárbara, help
interesting.
us out.
Kyle Stillie returns.
Yeah, buddy.
He's very excited to be back.
And this is how excited he is, Sarah. He brought two kilts for this season. So
Mhm.
I feel like this is a good foreshadowing moment for us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we see in a later clip that he and Fraser are wearing kilts out one night. So
Oh gosh,
looking
this is
forward
going to
to
be
that.
fun. Oh my word.
We have Jess, who is a deckhand. She's from South Africa. She was working as a bosun on her last boat. So
I like her so far. She's going to be great.
me too.
Yeah.
Lawrence, the chef, he's got 15 years of chefing experience. He did 2 years at a Michelin star restaurant,
Hmm.
and he's very nervous about the TV aspect of this.
I'm nervous about him.
Hmm.
And then I was wondering, has he ever been a yacht chef before? Did they say that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm not getting the warm, fuzzy, confident vibe from him.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's not sure. Nobody's sure.
No.
Okay, we have Damo, who is a deckhand from Australia. I think he says something about Peter Pan syndrome, very like Southern charm.
Hey, at least he admits it.
Yeah, that's true.
He does seem like fun. I wonder what we're gonna have from him this season.
I don't know. Kaio arrived earlier today and he met with Captain Kerry, kind of got like the lowdown on the port, and then there's like a bridge situation. And if the wind is over 20 knots, they can't go through that area. They can't leave the dock. So
Oh,
Kaio helped Captain Kerry take the boat out earlier. So now it's already at anchor, and then everyone's going to be shuttled out tomorrow to the boat.
wow.
There's a conversation about like who's single. This always happens right off the bat.
Right, right,
Who's
right.
single, who's not. Everyone is single except for Fraser. So that's
What?
interesting. And he says that his boyfriend or his partner works on boats also, so they don't get to see each other that often.
How exciting for Fraser. I'm very excited for him.
Yeah. Okay, the next day. The crew gets to do the whole slow-mo walk, dock walk. So that's exciting.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So fabulous.
Yes.
Uh, Céline is seriously concerned though about where the boat is and keeps making sure that it's not the St. David. No, Céline, that's the tender.
Right.
I mean, she was legit concerned.
She was. I'm like, did you not hear this conversation? But yeah, she didn't know what was going on. Okay, so they head to the boat. This is our third year on St. David. I love when we return to the same boat because
Yeah.
I'm already familiar. The crew is familiar. The camera crew is familiar. I just feel
Yeah.
like we can kind of get right in there.
Fraser said that this is the longest relationship he's ever had with anything.
Chef Lawrence shares that he's a born again Christian and he's kind of used the Bible to help deal with his anger and addiction problems. I loved the breaking of the fourth wall where he's talking to the
Yeah.
camera person, like,
Yeah.
what, I can't talk to you? Like, I love any moment in a reality show where they break the fourth wall.
Oh, for sure. Now, so my question is, did Lawrence know what he was getting into when he signed up for the show?
It seems like one, he's probably never seen an episode of this, but did they not explain anything? Like, hey, there's gonna be cameras and like you're just gonna pretend like we're not there.
Did he read any of the paperwork they had him sign?
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
Don't spit out your water.
We have a crew meeting in the Sky Lounge. We get the whole firm but fair talk from Captain
Yep.
Kerry. And we
Hmm.
get a little bit of Sint Maarten history. There's a French side of the island and a Dutch side, and they're also
Okay.
very close to Anguilla and St. Bart's. Did I say that right? Anguilla, I think. Anyway,
Sure. I go there
um,
every other week, so or
of
like every other summer,
course.
so I don't know.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to be moving around between these islands. Captain Kerry says, great diving, fabulous restaurants, and shopping. Sold. Like, let's go.
So when can we go? Because I'm ready.
Yeah.
Um, did they say there was a Great Britain side too?
I
There were a
think
lot of sides to these
Anguilla
islands.
or St. Barths is
Okay.
British. So I think that
Yeah,
was
there
where
were
we
just
can.
so many sides to these islands. I was trying to keep track.
Yes. I really like Jess so far.
Mhm.
She's sounds like she's really in it for the long haul, like in the industry. She wants to be a
Yeah.
captain someday. And she
Yeah.
tells Damo she's gay, so don't get your hopes up. And she has a thing for stews. So Bárbara, get ready.
So the rooms have been assigned, and am I the only one feeling like Kyle and Damo, while they will be super fun, they're also going to be our problem children?
For sure.
And then the provisions arrive on a tender on two very full pallets. And I think this every time, but this just is like the icing on the cake. I feel
hmm
like provision unloading, especially the first one, has got to be so miserable.
Yeah, it doesn't quite seem like they have a good system for it. I've done many, many, many provision unloadings myself working on boats,
Yeah,
and we always formed a, what do you call
like a
that?
like a
Re
gang, like a line, like
a
a
chain gang, is that what you were
yeah, oh
gonna
yeah, I don't
say?
know, but like a pass it along
Yeah,
train.
yeah. So
Yeah, I don't
you
know.
just anchor yourself somewhere and then you just pass it and pass it and
Yeah,
pass. So you're not having to like climb up stairs or anything. Really,
just
the
seems
person that
like
had it worse on our boat was the chef because, well, we call him the cook on our boat. The cook, because they were like in the freezer or the walk-in
Oh
fridge,
yeah.
like trying to figure out where to put stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they don't have quite enough people to do. I mean, this is a very
It is a little
large
bit
boat.
bigger.
So yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have the preference sheet meeting. Captain Kerry wants to do it differently this year. All of the deck team are up in the wheelhouse, kind of going over the preference sheets, and then the stews and chef are in the Sky Lounge with Fraser.
I'm curious to see how this is going to go. I like it. I'm one of those that'll try it once,
Mm-hmm.
see if it works, but I'm curious to see how it's going to go.
Yeah. Can you hear Ranger meowing in the background?
No, and I'm sad about it.
He sounds really sad. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, so we have the primary, Sam from Tampa, Florida, and this is a family charter. Um,
neat.
Wife, nieces, grandchildren, like there's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Um, he is a germaphobe and travels with a blacklight, so this is going to be super interesting. There's
Okay.
little kids on this charter. I kind of
Yes.
love that aspect. They want to do a Japanese tasting menu, and Lawrence says, "What the heck? It's 6 p.m. the day before the charter, and he's just now finding this out." Yes, Lawrence.
Welcome to Below Deck, friend.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
They also want to do a Bollywood dinner and very specific request from the primary, well done steak, like burnt, no pink, very clear.
Yeah, not just well, extra well. I mean, that
hmm
man wants a charcoal briquette on his plate.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bárbara tells Fraser she's already annoyed with Céline and she just wanted to get it out there immediately in case things, really go to sheet, so to speak.
Mhm.
I respected her for saying something.
I do too. I mean, I think Barbara's just a direct person and
hmm
she just wants to get stuff done and done properly. And it's probably too early to say this, but I don't think Celine likes to work.
She likes to complain. I do know that.
Yes. And they told her to clean the mirror. They said to use vinegar. She's like, "Is that alcohol?" And they're like, "No, that's vinegar."
Oh,
Oh,
like from
like
the
the kitchen
kitchen?
stuff, like next to the olive oil. And they're like,
Oh, geez.
"No."
Yeah, she's gonna need some help. And Barbara says, like, I'm easy. Do you believe that so far?
I mean, if you just do what she says, she's easy.
Right. Um, Kyle talks about his relationship with Barbie last season, and he
hmm
says a part of him still loves her, but they're very different people. I immediately texted Barbie being like, "You are in the first episode."
And
Well, I'm
did she
not gonna
respond?
share our conversation. She did.
Okay. Okay,
Um,
good.
but I think she thinks, he's full of shit. So
Is she doing well? Because I miss her.
yeah, she said she hopes to see us soon and we can hang
Oh,
out. So
she's a
we'll
doll.
we'll see.
All right.
Okay, the next day. Jess is made lead deckhand. She's very excited about that. And
Hmm.
Rainbow is made second stew.
So this time they're basing it completely off of their CVs. No giving them a day to figure it out.
Hmm.
Do you think this is going to backfire?
I think it's a good idea, especially it must have been pretty clear from the CVs. And then
Yeah.
hopefully you won't have that like competition between people, hopefully.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Hmm.
I like when it's just like clear right off the bat. Okay.
Yeah.
Captain Kerry is all about first impressions. He does his whole like boat walk around thing and he says, "We can't have the boat looking like a dog's breakfast." Do we think this is like a classic Aussie phrase?
Uh, My goodness, I really hope it is because that's like extremely specific and odd.
Yeah.
Captain
Well,
Kerry,
let us
explain.
know. Or our friends at the Aft Deck podcast, maybe they can let us know.
Yeah.
So Captain Kerry and Céline go to pick up the guests. I love when there are kids, and
Yeah.
Céline says, "I don't understand the baby people. Not too close to me."
Baby people.
The baby people. I will say these guests looked very fancy, didn't you think?
Yes, I did too. Yes, beautiful.
What the heck happened with Damo falling off the stern? He was still wearing his whites. I watched it two or three times because I couldn't understand exactly what happened, but I bet
Yeah.
the sound people were freaking out because he was, mic'd up. He had his radio on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Do you think like okay, I have a feeling Damo and I have a lot in common. Ranger.
here's
Hi,
Ranger.
baby.
He doesn't get to come in here very often.
No. He's like, yeah, mom, why is that?
Yeah.
He's so cute. No, so I think like I have a feeling Damo could be standing still and like roll his ankle. Like I do that. I've just been standing there. I'm like, geez, Louise, like what did I just do? And I weren't.
Yeah.
So I just yeah, I don't know. Why were they wearing helmets though?
Well, when you're working with cranes, I mean, we didn't see this, but I'm guessing they must have like put a tender in the water or jet skis or something.
Oh yeah.
So when you're working with that kind of equipment, you're supposed to wear, depending on the boat, helmet
Yeah.
and life jackets and stuff. So I think
Yeah.
we
That
just
makes
didn't really
sense.
get to see what they were doing, but it did seem funny. Like he has a helmet on and then he falls in the water. Like, what is happening? I would like to see the extended scene. Like maybe for this season they'll do the what you missed or like secret scene, whatever. They didn't do
The
that with
never
Down
before
Under.
seen,
Yeah,
never
never
before.
before
Yeah.
seen. I would love to
Yeah.
see the extended scene of that. So
Yes, that would be
so funny.
wonderful.
Fraser shows the guests around, and the primary's asking like if the blankets and bedding and everything has been washed. Like, of course. And Fraser says everything is new, which I doubt that's true. Then we get a flashback to the last few seasons where guests are like dropping anchor in the hot tub, puking into glassware. That was Pang Lim, who was one of my favorite charter guests from season 10.
But no. How many times do you think he asked for his Blacklight?
Oh, at least three or four. That could be a drinking game. So Lawrence brings out some snacks and they want to skip lunch and have an early dinner. And I was just
Yeah.
betting that at like 2:30 someone was going to ask like what time lunch was.
Yeah, right?
Especially the kids because this wasn't exactly kid-friendly food. There was raw fish, harissa, so like very spicy, and caviar.
I mean, that all kind of works for us, but
Yeah.
I don't know, like the 2 o'clock lunchtime or the later, like skipping lunch
Hmm.
and kind of having an early dinner, that works for me because it was like 6:30. So like, hey, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, and also because like in the midday, it's like afternoon nap time. But yeah, for those kiddos, I don't know. Like I don't,
Yeah. Maybe there probably was something for them because he did have good stuff for them for dinner, but I was
well, he
looking at
did
that
have
like,
some fruit and stuff too.
yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
but it looked
I
very
don't know.
fancy. Céline thinks every time Bárbara tells her to do something that she's yelling at her, and she says, maybe they don't say please in Brazil.
I missed that part.
Ah, day one, people. Okay.
Yeah.
The guests ask about their luggage, and Fraser goes to look for it, and we realize it was left on the dock.
So I was lost here. Were Cap and Celine supposed to bring it back with the guests, or was there a plan to go get it separately and we just weren't told about it?
Perhaps. I mean, I would hope there would have been a plan.
Right.
Obviously there wasn't enough room in that boat in the tender
Yeah.
to bring the luggage too, but there should have been a plan. Like right after they dropped off the guests, the deckhand should have been going back to like go get. So, but and Captain Kerry
Yeah.
even said like I can't think of everything. So,
Well, and those poor, there was a camera crew sitting there waiting,
I
like,
know.
hey guys.
They're like, this is going to be good TV. Let's just get a few shots of the luggage just sitting there on the dock. Okay,
Oh
so
man.
Kaio, God, I don't
I
have
know.
these names down yet. Kaio is called to the wheelhouse, and I was thinking, oh man, he really was doing well. Like he seemed very
Yeah.
in charge, like very with it. So I felt kind of bad for him. Um, Someone from the marina is gonna have to shuttle the luggage out there, and so it ends up
Yeah.
being this fishing boat that brings it, and it's called Lucky Strike. And I swear every other fishing boat in Charleston anyway is called Lucky Strike or Hooker or Seize the Day.
Oh, so I did some searching too. I like the
Hmm.
ones that are called Lucky Star and Always Summer or like Happy Hours, but my favorite, my personal favorite is Naughty Boy.
Oh yeah. I used
Little play
to
on words.
help out on a sailboat called Not on Call.
Ah!
Lots of not puns.
Love
Okay,
it.
it's blacklight time. I was hopeful we would get to see this. So it turns out the switches by the bedside were not clean.
What? What?
Gross.
So
And I
good.
was thinking, should we like be traveling with a black light? And then I was like, no, 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 no,
I'm pretty
no.
sure we would never sleep anywhere.
No, we would think it
Ever.
was so gross. I'm like,
Yeah.
generally, I think it's better just to do a quick wipe down of the remote and like bedside table and just call it a day. Check for bed
Yeah.
bugs, though. That's what I've learned.
Always. Always.
Captain Kerry keeps checking on Lawrence, and I really appreciated that. And he just keeps saying, like, we all just got to get through this first charter. It's always a shit show, basically.
I'm so worried about him though.
Hmm. Yeah. Fraser asks the guests who all is related, and they share that they dislike their cousin Tanya, who's there with them. They say, "Oh, she's the hoe cousin." And I hope I'm
Damn.
not one. I'm not the hoe cousin in my family. Okay, dinner time. Lawrence seems very skilled. Fraser
Yeah.
says like they're very lucky to have him because he's so good, and Fraser would know.
Hmm.
He does do chicken tenders and fries for the kids,
Very
and then
cute.
it's time for the steak course. The
Yeah.
primary steak is still pink on the inside. He was
Yeah.
very clear. He even,
Yeah. I
not
mean,
only in the preference sheet, but he said it.
yeah. Just want to double check, he wanted it extra well done. Charcoal briquette. Like,
Yeah.
just a
Chefs
shame.
always seem to have a problem with this. They're like, I know they say they want this, but I know what they really want. When
Right.
I was a meat eater many, many moons ago, I also liked stuff like well done,
Yeah.
crispy. And that's how I like
Well,
my eggs too.
yeah, no, I'm the same way. My father is a well done meat
Hmm.
person, and so I respect that.
Yeah. I
There's
mean,
a reason they want it well done.
yeah.
And yes, they know it will taste better if it's got a little pink in it. However, they want
However,
it well done.
yeah. I mean, how can we need to stress this? I don't know,
Yeah.
but this will continue to be a problem on these shows.
Eat.
So the steak that does come out is tough, it's cold, and
Ooh,
feeling sorry for Lawrence. He said he's never had food come back. I don't know if I believe that. I think most chefs have had food come back. Even Zarina said she had food come back,
yeah.
last season. So he's plating up the recooked steak, and then the guests decide they're just going to skip that course.
But honestly, though, while they did send their food back, they were not rude about it.
Right.
They just stated what they disliked and
Yeah.
asked Fraser to if he could have it fixed. I feel bad for Lawrence because that is a big ego
Hmm.
killer, but I the guests I think handled it very nicely.
Yeah, I thought they were very nice about it. And they did love all the next courses, and I really hope that Fraser told Lawrence how much they
Yeah,
loved everything else. They were like, "Oh,
yeah,
we've turned a corner. Like it's everything's good."
yeah, absolutely.
And then poor Lawrence, he's tossing and turning all night. Felt quite
Yeah,
bad for him.
it's not good.
So the next day, the stove isn't working, and Lawrence asks the camera guy to leave, and he says, I'm done. Someone says this every season, but it's not
Yeah.
usually in episode one.
Yeah. So here's the thing. He didn't sleep well, and
Yeah.
that does not bode well for the rest of the day for him. He's frustrated, he's
Hmm.
loud, it's not going to help his mood. And so, because he's getting so loud, I'm hoping that the guests who are still on board cannot hear him. But you
Yeah.
know who does hear him? Captain Kerry.
Yes. And then a producer walks in to talk to him, and he tells her and Captain Kerry he cannot do another charter.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's where the episode ends. So,
Yeah.
Kelly, who do you think, we know somebody's going to get let go. Who do you think's going to be let go this season?
You go first.
I'm going to say Damo, the deckhand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Just
thinking,
a hunch.
yeah, I you don't have any insider information on that.
I
You're
have
just
no insider information. Even if I did, I wouldn't share it.
that's
But
right.
um I think, I don't know, maybe it's just the whole like Peter Pan and he seems like he's going to be
Yeah,
causing some drama.
that's true.
But
He does
everybody
kiss a
else
lot of
seems
people.
pretty competent. And I think it's a man because Captain Kerry says, mate, I gotta let you go. And you usually say mate to a dude.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I don't think it's a stew.
So I think Céline will be let go.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're
And
probably right.
then
Maybe
and
there's more than
then
one.
well, and they show her like in the previews for the season, like they show she's having a lot of fun, we'll say.
Okay. Okay.
And then I think Lawrence is going to leave in the third episode. And I
In the,
only say that
okay.
because in the clips for the future, like what to expect,
Hmm.
he wasn't in those.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. So he'll maybe finish out this charter and then he's serious. Like
I
he's
think
one, he
so.
wants to go. Yeah. Oh
I
man.
mean, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously, we hope we're wrong all day long, but
Yeah. No, I like him and his food looks good. So,
yeah.
okay. So we're going to bring back our old segment, Fraser's Phrases.
Yes.
Okay, Kelly, which of these was your favorite? Number
Okay.
one, I'm going to blow this bet out of the water. Number two, I'm not nervous. That's gone. Maybe I'm dead inside. Or number three, welcome to a Pan-Asian fusion Japanese twist on life.
They're always so good.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with the first one. I'm gonna blow this batch out of the water.
I like it.
Yeah. Let's take a break and we'll come back with hot tub combo.
We are sponsored by BetterHelp. Let's talk numbers. Traditional in-person therapy can cost up to $250 per session. That adds up fast. But with BetterHelp's online therapy, you can save an average of up to 50% per session. With BetterHelp, you pay a flat fee for weekly sessions, saving you big on both cost and time. Therapy should feel accessible, not like a luxury.
Online therapy can help you with anything from anxiety to everyday stress. Your mental health is worth it, and now it's within reach. Seeking therapy is actually a sign of strength. It takes courage to acknowledge when you need help, and it's time to take steps to improve your mental health.
BetterHelp is also super convenient. You can join a session with just the click of a button, making it super easy to fit into your busy life. And if your therapist doesn't feel like the right fit, no worries. You can switch to another one until you find the right person that you really connect with.
Your well-being is worth it. Visit betterhelp.com/above deck today to get 10% off your first month. That's better, HELP.com/above deck.
It's time for Hot Tub Convo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite Below Deck cast members.
Captain Kerry and Hannah Ferrier were on Watch What Happens Live on Monday. Did I say her name right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, perfect. Um, we will tell you about it on next week's episode because we are coming to you from the future.
That's right. It hasn't aired yet.
That's
So,
right.
um, I haven't looked to see if Watch What Happens Live is ever in the media village for us, but
Oh,
probably, well, I think they probably recorded this. Some of them are pre-recorded and some of them are
yeah,
actually live. Um,
yeah.
so who knows?
Hmm.
We'll see. Okay.
Do a little research.
So Marina and Nate did an Instagram live with the down. Hello, I'm acting like I didn't write this. Okay, Marina and Nate did an Instagram live after Down Under finale aired last week,
Okay.
and
Oh, fun.
yeah, so I was glad that I caught it. It turns out that the whole crew took a trip to South Africa after they wrapped, and like I think they did
Aw,
safari and all that stuff. And
yeah.
even Vion was there. So that's interesting.
He's from South Africa? I mean, I know it's a big
Yeah.
country, but still like he's
Yeah.
from
Oh,
that.
that's true. Because I was thinking, oh, he stuck around. Like that's a little
Yeah.
odd. But if he was living there, then I guess it's not that weird. So
So,
anyway,
question
lots
about
of,
Marina.
yeah.
Were her and Nick still a thing?
I don't know. Oh, this is something I want to bring up to Bravo. They need to let the crew members who are in relationships like after the during the season, after the season, just go ahead and let them share that stuff online because I think it would
Yeah.
build a lot of excitement for the season. Like imagine if we had seen Danny and Chase, like if they had been able to share all those YouTube videos and pictures and stuff like for that year and a half. I think
Yeah.
it would have built like a lot of excitement for the
Oh, for
season.
sure.
So, and then it's like by the time it airs, then people always break up and then you don't get to see all that stuff.
Or they're pregnant.
Or that.
Nate and Gail.
One or the other.
One of the, you know what I was. Um, Sarah.
Mhm.
Okay. BravoCon tickets go on sale this Friday, June 6th. Are you ready?
I believe I'm ready.
Have you been exercising your mouse clicky finger?
I have. And yeah,
Okay.
I think I want to talk to you offline because you're the one that's bought the tickets the past couple years. So I want to like kind of go through the logistics of it just in case, make sure I'm ready.
Yes, you got it.
So we have a new producer, Brock.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of like Instagram stalking because I want to know who this guy is. I know we both followed him on Instagram. What we could tell is he's into nerd stuff.
Yes.
And I listened to the episode with Joss and Grace of Minimum Rage that he did, and I learned a lot from that episode. I'll put the link in the show notes. That was a good episode. I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever be able to get him to come on the podcast? I know he's more of like a behind the scenes guy.
Sure, if we were nice to him. No, just kidding. Sure, if we asked if he can, great. If not, then no big deal. I
Yeah,
mean, we would
so
love to have him on.
yeah, I'm excited. So, welcome Brock. Thank you for producing the show and we will try to be well behaved for you.
Try being the operative word there.
Yeah.
It's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Kerry for a stern talking to. Okay, Sarah, who do you call to the wheelhouse and why?
I'm gonna call Kaio for leaving the luggage on the dock, assuming it was his fault. I mean, I guess it is his fault. The deckhands are in charge of luggage and he's in charge of the deckhands. So,
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, maybe Captain Kerry should have made a plan with him, but I mean, I think it's generally the bosun's probably job.
They got to make sure it gets on the boat.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Herdat, and thanks to all of you for listening. Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to tell a friend, and please rate and review us 5 stars only.
Please follow us on Instagram at Above Deck Pod. You can email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com, and you can watch our episodes on the Herdat Entertainment YouTube channel. And remember, there are only 165 days until BravoCon. Wow, it seems like we were just in the 200s there.
I
Meh.
know.
Until next time, I'm Kelly Busby.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. We'll see you next week.